Recorded live from the G.O.T. Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the All About Nothing podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the hosts. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show on Twitter at AAN_pod or at theallaboutnothing.com. You can email the show at theallaboutnothing.com. You may also call and leave the show a message at 803-672-0533. Thank you for listening.
All right, welcome to the All About Nothing podcast. Zach King, Trent Clark is absent.
Or a ghost. We haven't decided yet.
Do you think he's a ghost?
Could be.
If he was a ghost, would he be like a scary ghost, or would he be a...
He'd be like, boo, where's your wine?
You need to turn... Yeah, this would be Trent. Boo. Also, you need to turn your scarf around, because I can see the front of it.
You're not wearing your robe right.
Yeah, he's going to be awfully judgy ghost.
He'd be the judgiest ghost ever, wouldn't he? You're pulling for the wrong team. That's not the Vikings. He didn't even say anything about that, Nick. That was weak, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the whole point of me showing him the mask.
And he's just like, you're not wearing it right.
No, let me see what's on the front.
Didn't even have his team on it. No. You're not wearing it right.
That was...
He's like a big brother that's like a shitty big brother when it comes to judging what you're doing.
I've been dealing with that for...
You have. I know.
So what, 17 years now?
Yeah.
So the first 4 minutes of this is just going to be us talking crap about Trent. This is what happens when you're not here.
Oh, I heard what happens when I'm not here.
Do you?
Y'all put up like a dartboard with my face on it. You're like, thank God.
No, next time you're not here, I have ordered, or I'm in the process of ordering a full-size Bernie Sanders sitting cross-armed and whatnot.
Just gonna put it here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna put some headphones on it. What do you think, Bernie? He's a little quiet. That's what we're gonna do.
What?
So it is another week. I'd like to say that since Biden's been president, it's been a little bit calmer, but somebody's always gonna wind up.
We just have these congresswomen.
Yeah, it's the women, isn't it?
Going fucking bananas.
Well, we'll talk about a lot of that. Thank you for joining us, the All About Nothing podcast. As stated, we are recording live from the G.O.T. Sound Studios here in Columbia, South Carolina. Our producer and engineer, Neek the Geek, want to thank him very much for allowing us to sit in these chairs. Last week he had to clean yours off a lot.
Yeah.
He's laughing.
It was hot in here. That's not my fault.
If you want to book any time here with the studio, just you can call 803-243-2302, or you can email gotsoundstudio@gmail.com, 2-hour minimum on bookings, and you can find details on Facebook, or you can search for GOT Sound Studios.
Absolutely, because if you are doing a podcast right now and you go, this doesn't sound as good as it could, it doesn't sound as good as the All About Nothing podcast.
Yeah, if you are recording a podcast and it sounds like you're just talking over telephones, you're gonna want to clean that up.
Reach out to Nick, and he will help you sound this beautiful.
We are joined this week by my friend Tyler Bishop, who is the one of the umpires and field managers for the Everplay Sports and Social League, which I have now been playing in for 6 years. It's been a long time.
I did 2 years so far.
Yeah. I've been playing kickball and softball, and I have not moved away from any of the diamond-shaped games.
I would love to go back into softball, but until this COVID thing is done, I will continue to live in my cave and work from home.
They make it safe.
No, not you. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah,
not just Everplay. That's me.
I feel bad, Tyler, because you had several weeks where it was very cold over at Blowfish Stadium. Where where every time we walk in, he's got to scan us, and that's all he did. He stood there every time to make sure everybody in there just didn't have fevers, didn't it was cold. Did we take that into account?
Probably not. To be completely honest.
Actually, and I several times I talked to the owner of the Blowfish. His name is Bill Shanahan.
I think it's Shanahan.
Shanahan, yeah.
It's Bill.
Yeah, it's Bill. I call him Bill. He calls me Barrett. And he was extremely happy about everything that Everplay had brought to the stadium. It was great. I mean, the only thing I was disappointed about was we couldn't walk over the the infield anymore.
Oh,
And that's purely just lazy.
right.
That's all it is. It's just me being lazy.
Tyler, how'd that come about? How did y'all get to play there?
I'm not 100% sure. All I know is that my boss Alex, he told me, he was like, "Hey, we're gonna have a season out at the Blowfish Stadium."
It was awesome.
And I loved it. I mean, it was
Yeah.
great. It was something different.
For sure.
The fact that it's actually, on a baseball diamond instead of a rec field or
Yeah.
like a place where middle school teams might play. There's some guys that's played up at Lexington County that they could be on their way to the major leagues at some point.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of cool just to be able to say like, yeah, I played on the same field that this guy that played at South Carolina or Clemson or Georgia or wherever played. And then you could go see them play if they're playing for Atlanta or New York or Boston or any other major league team. Like I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was like, I've run that first baseline too. Like I've done that.
Exactly.
Like, that's awesome.
It was a really cool setup too, because in the we played in the outfield. They had 3 games playing in the outfield. So center field was basically straightaway center. Left field was poured in towards left field. Right field towards right field, and left field was perfect because it was close enough that our team at least could get 3 home runs a game. Like it was a short field.
Yeah.
But if you were good enough, you could run up on top of the tarp and catch one that might be going out.
Oh.
So there was potential.
If you were ballsy, you could go out there and try your luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were before you got here, Tyler, we were talking about one of the individuals that used to play softball with us. I guess we're coming up on about a year since he passed away.
Yeah.
But the league is so inclusive and just, it doesn't matter age.
No.
It doesn't matter skill set.
Listen, I hadn't played sports in so long before Barrett invited me to come join up, sign up, let's do this. I got hit in the head once, getting back into it. Like I went to go catch a ball and I didn't bring the right size mitt, flipped the mitt, hit me in the head. Absolutely. My legs decided that I hit one to left field and I was like, I'm going to run as fast as I can to first. My left leg was like, no, you're not. Yeah, I've done this in a while.
Straight
I
to the
fall,
ground.
still make it safe. I'm like, okay. If I wasn't safe, then it'd be like doubly embarrassing.
Yeah.
But at least I was safe. You include people like me who haven't done it in a while. It's fun, and the people you meet there, you go on to, forge relationships and stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing that I really like about Everplay is the fact that whenever I moved back to Columbia in 2017. I played one season and I was like, I see refs out here. There's no way they're doing this for free. So
you played a season.
Yeah. So I moved back to Columbia. I originally, lived in Columbia as an undergrad at USC, and then moved to Virginia for 2 years, North Carolina for 1.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to come back, closer to home. Like Columbia's basically home for me now. So I played, or I moved back in October of 17.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends told me about Everplay because she used to play soccer with Everplay before she moved down to Charleston. And she was just like, you need to play, softball or flag football or kickball, like anything, just to meet new people. And I was like, okay, like I'll give it a shot. Like we'll just play one sport, starting out with, and it was flag football. And we were playing out at Bray Park. And then by about the 3rd week, I started thinking, I was like, okay, there's guys out here, girls out here, reffing. There's no way that they're doing this for free. I want to make some extra money. Like, so I eventually emailed Don Mills, and then we got to talking, and then he was like, okay, well, we'll get you out training one day. And then almost 3 years later, here I am.
Yeah, I was gonna say now between you, Tyler Pavlis,
Yep.
and Alex Avenger, and then and then as far as umpires go, I know Walt and Emily. I don't know some of the names of the new ones, or even some of the ones that have been. Brandon, is Brandon still around?
No, so I actually went to go hang out with Brandon yesterday. He's living
okay.
out in Kershaw County now. So
okay.
He's not with Everplay anymore, but he still knows probably about 75% of the people that actually play sports with Everplay.
Well, once Everplay's Empire starts expanding out to Kershaw,
There was
it's gonna be statewide.
At one point, was there a Myrtle Beach?
I believe so, yeah.
And a rock. There was a Rock Hill. I mean, it's there. Honestly, it's a franchise that could just be huge.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Every time I come back from it, I'm always every night I go and play, I always get asked, okay, what new is injured this week? I get home and that's the first thing I get asked. And honestly, I can say
Barrett's come to work with a limp.
Yeah. the number of times I've showed up at work with like my leg leaking, or this is the injury from Thursday's championship night.
Yeah.
And that I did not even sustain playing on my team. I went to go watch the Dilly Dilly Championship, which is the last two teams. They play for the toilet. We used to call it the toilet bowl. Now it's the Dilly Dilly.
That's way better than the toilet bowl.
Yeah. I don't know. You got so at one point, like when I played, you got to walk away with a bedazzled toilet seat.
Wow.
It was pretty cool.
But now you got a cool koozie.
I didn't actually play. I got injured.
Wait, so you just got injured? You're like, I'm out.
Here's what happened. The team that was playing in the Dilly Dilly was a friend of mine, Lydia, and her husband John, their team. And when the other team didn't show up, they decided they were just gonna play like a scrimmage game with whoever was there. So they did schoolyard pick, where two captains pick the team.
Right.
They didn't have enough to
Were you
field.
last?
I was for sure last.
Because you weren't even on the.
How do you think? Do you know how I make teams? I'm the captain. Which Tyler knows.
If you get to pick the people, you're never last.
Tyler knows. I'd prefer that somebody just tell me where to play. I just want to show up and somebody tell me where to play. I'm tired of captaining.
But you're good at it. But
I wound up and it was just for fun or whatever. A guy came off second. He got stuck between second and third, and he was in a pickle. So I just went over and grabbed him and was holding on to him
so someone could get him out.
Yeah. And he didn't mean to. He stepped on my foot, so it's not broken.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any Aussie Albies or
no
any of them do that.
You've never seen shortstop come in and bear hug somebody. That would be entertaining. That'll be in the new non-COVID rules.
Yeah, you can bear hug them now.
2022. So, but yeah, it's with everything that is going on. Like I said, Everplay has. I don't feel unsafe playing Everplay,
right.
And most of the sports that I play are socially distanced. The wrestling probably is a little too close. No, I'm just kidding. There's no wrestling involved.
Everplay wrestling.
I will just say right now, registration deadlines are coming up for Everplay Sports and Social Leagues. February 17th will be the last day to sign up. These are the leagues that are available for spring. Tuesday bowling, men's Monday flag football, as well as co-ed on Wednesday flag football. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday kickball, including the introduction of the new social same team pitch kickball on Tuesdays, and the second season of Wednesday kickball at Lexington County Baseball Stadium or Blowfish Stadium. And in a second, I'm going to ask you if you know the rules for the social same pitch or same team pitch kickball, because I'm confused.
Well, Tyler, do you do all the sports?
No, so mostly I just stick to softball and kickball are my main two. But that's the one good thing about Everplay. So like whenever I was applying, they asked me like, well, what sports have you gravitated? And in high school I played football and baseball, and then I worked in minor league baseball for a few years. So I was just like, well, baseball's kind of my thing. So
right.
And they were like, all right, well, we'll start you out in kickball, see how you do, and then we'll throw you in softball, see how you do with that. And I was like, all right, that's fine with me. And I've been running with it ever since.
Nice.
So how does the social let me just say it right. Social same team pitch kickball work?
Yeah, so that's brand new league. In the past we've had Tuesday be what I consider, and I'm doing air quotes, as competitive league.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of went away with that. So not we, because I didn't have anything to do with it, but,
the league in general.
Yeah. So Alex and Tyler and Don, what I think that they ended up doing is they kind of brainstormed and they wanted to do something new and outside of the box.
Yeah.
And that's where this league came from. Basically, it's a league for anybody that just wants to play kickball just for fun.
Sure.
New teams, like if somebody moves into Columbia, like my case, whenever I moved back and I wanted to meet new people or learn a new sport or whatever. It's basically going to introduce them to kickball, and then maybe if after they play, a season or two, they can be like, okay, well, I want to go play, Thursday, where it's a little more competitive, but still has that social aspect to it.
Right.
But essentially, somebody from your team's going to be rolling to you. So and instead of having, starting out with a 0-0 count, you're only going to get to see 2 pitches.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to have to kick one of the 2.
Gotcha.
The reason for that is we're going to try to get more people on base.
Mm-hmm.
More people will actually sit there and want to kick the ball. And so,
Right.
If it's, more than a foot outside where it's going to be considered a ball, they might be like, well, I might need to kick this one instead. So really just trying to, introduce people to the game, introduce people to Everplay, introduce people to new people is the ultimate goal. I feel like so, and really the ultimate goal is for people to come out and have fun, get some exercise, get some
Yeah.
fresh air. So
And y'all had Lexington County is who we played against, wasn't it?
Oh, Richland
Ri-
County.
Richland
We played
County, sorry.
softball against Richland
Barrett and
County
County.
Sheriff's
So
Department.
and it was kind of crazy because we were seeing it was maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
2017, 2018, 2019.
19, I think it was.
Yeah,
it
it
had
was
to be
19.
19.
This is 2021.
Well, yeah,
I
it's weird.
forget that.
But yeah, we were out there playing against people you saw on
television.
On television.
Yeah, Sheriff.
You're like, oh, this guy
Richland-
will get you out.
Yeah, Richland County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
Richland Sheriff Leon Lott, who actually is cousins with a guy I work with. But,
Well, yeah, he was playing first base. You said at first base. You'd be like,
Yeah.
come on.
yeah, and we had a coworker who passed away, and his department actually investigated
Yeah.
it. And I went and told him, like, I had the opportunity to see him in public at the game, and just we shook hands, and I told him how much I appreciated how his department handled that investigation, and
Yeah.
and they took care of it. It gets me a little emotional because I miss her.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
you were her you actually worked as her
Christine.
assistant.
Yeah, absolutely. She was an amazing lady.
So but yeah, so that's generally the idea. Let's see. Also, they're still signing up for Wednesday soccer, Sunday and Monday softball, and Monday indoor volleyball, Tuesday sand volleyball. And then we also have the 4th annual Masters of Putt Putt coming up at Frankie's Fun Park, March
Ooh.
27th. That I have not attended.
That sounds fun.
it is.
I want to come out there and at least watch it.
Yeah.
I could. I mean, I don't know. We could do a team. How many people on a team?
I think it's anything more than 2,
Anything more than 2?
maybe
we could,
4, 2 to
we could-
4,
We
or
could
something. like that.
probably get. We could probably
Oh,
get.
you, me, Trent, and Neek.
Neat, you up for some putt putt? Represent the G.O.T. Sound Studio.
You
I'm
can wear
down.
that sweet.
I'm
purple
down.
mask.
All right.
There we go.
There we go. We got 4.
Gang.
We'll sign up. Awesome. But yeah, it's honestly, it's one of those things. It's local to Columbia, and again, it doesn't matter age. It doesn't matter,
Nope.
skill set. There are some teams that are really, really good.
Yeah, you
And
get dudes come out there wearing baseball pants and stuff, and you're
I
just
wear
like,
baseball pants.
no, not like
I wear
this
baseball-
one dude. He was out there looking like just like, all right, I'm gonna throw you 95. You're just like, yeah, calm down. He's just like, whoa, hold on,
There is always that aspect that there are some teams that get fairly aggressive with it. But I mean,
it's welcome.
I asked the players on one team in particular. I asked them flat out. I was like, do y'all have training cards?
Yeah.
The guy on first base was like 7'2", and I was telling the umpire that he needed to not be wearing heels on first. It wasn't fair because all he did was just did this and pulled the ball down.
Yeah, there's dudes out there who like we got crushed by just because you were like, they're like eat, drinking, sleeping,
Oh, yeah.
breathing, dying. This
Well, like even Richland County Sheriff's Department,
Oh,
they were fantastic
sluggers.
softball. They must have played in leagues all over the city before
yeah,
they came to Everplay. And then I assume they played Everplay because when you play with Everplay, you don't necessarily you don't have to do all of the things in the background to create a team. Everplay does all that for you.
yeah.
If you don't have a team to play with, you can sign up as a free agent and they will place you on a team.
Mhm.
They take care of the shirts, or the jerseys, the shirts for the team. They coordinate colors unless you're late. By the way, don't be late.
Yeah.
Sign up on time.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more money Everplay makes off of people being late, but you get a white shirt. You don't want a white shirt.
No, you want to match your team.
Everyone knows you paid $10 more. So yeah, it's a really good time, and I have enjoyed the 6 years so far. Eventually I'm gonna have to retire, and I will.
The last time I played with y'all in Everplay, we got the Garnet shirts, and there was like 3 Clemson fans that
Yeah.
were just not about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, luck of the draw.
Yeah. So what we do is whoever it is that, so once I sign up and create the team, then I'll whoever signs up first after that I've invited to play on a team, they get to pick the color. So last season, Chris Hayes was the one that signed up first, so he got
Was
to
it
pick.
orange?
It was we were actually not Clemson orange. We were
Tangerine?
no, we were safety cone orange. That's how it's labeled, a safety cone orange.
That's how I see all orange, whether it's Tennessee orange,
Yeah.
or it's all safety cone orange.
Well, so Timmons is signed up first this season, and she picked pink. So our kickball team will be pink this Thursday season.
You have to have a myriad of awesome jerseys.
I believe Well, so I saw someone actually made like a quilt out
Yeah.
of all the shirts they
Yeah,
had.
they did.
That was pretty cool.
That sounds cool.
My quilt would cover 3 or 4 beds because I think I'm up to 26 or 27 different shirts.
Good night.
Varying sizes too. Because I've gone from a 3X down to just an extra large. I'm now back to around a 2X. So
It happened.
like it's like I have a varying number of size shirts. And you know, I don't wear, like, they're in a stack in the closet, and
Right.
it's this tall.
Yeah. I love mine. Every time I pull it out, I'm like, I smell the competition.
That's not the competition.
It's like, yo, you didn't wash it. I'm like, nah.
Oh no, 3 seasons now. I have not washed my baseball pants. I have not washed those pants for
So
3
gross.
seasons.
That smell is Barrett for every Everplay player out there.
We only lost 1 game in the last season. We lost 1 game versus Snornex, and then we lost the game in the playoffs. That was it for this past season. The season before that, which was at Blowfish Stadium, we made it to the championship game. It's because I'm not washing those pants.
Sure it is.
I'm going to start wearing them in here. I'll start winning in here.
Are you
Nick
wearing their
says
same
no.
pants tomorrow?
Yeah. Got a job interview. You came in baseball pants, sir.
Look, all job interviews are now over video chat, so it didn't matter what they don't care what I'm wearing underneath. Until I show up in the office, they don't care. And,
Sorry, my dog is barking. I'll be right back.
yeah, that's when
He's
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh in it.
Oh yeah, that's not as embarrassing as you think. Like, I will show up at the office now just in jeans and a polo or whatever.
Absolutely.
But, you know, so what I also want. Tyler probably has some stories that he could think of on a whim of things that have happened in umpiring and things like that. Not to embarrass anyone.
Oh,
but-
well, you don't have to say anybody's name, but like, have you ever had a situation with like a nasty person didn't like your call?
Always.
Yeah.
It's a weekly occurrence. now.
Really? Oh my
Um,
gosh.
I mean, it happens, and I understand it's, comes with the territory.
Mhm.
I remember probably, I think I was maybe 8 or 9 months into Everplay at this point.
Mhm.
And I was reffing the old Tuesday league, so they could
More
throw it harder they
competitive.
wanted to, they could put spin on it, so it's harder for us to really track it. Same rules as far as strikes go, 1 foot on each side. I'm not going to say his name, but he's fairly prominent, in a type of media
Mhm.
within Columbia. And I'll tell y'all who it is, afterwards. I don't want to say his name.
Sure.
Gotcha.
But he was
Craig
up.
Melvin. No, I'm kidding.
So he comes up to kick. He watches the first 2, and they were strikes. They were like right over the plate. And then one of the, he's played with Everplay for, probably as long as you, Jason. He was pitching.
Oh, okay.
And it was with one of his old teams, and he can put it pretty much wherever
Oh,
he
yeah.
wants to. I mean, he's been doing it that long, so he knows what he's doing. And he threw it, hits that 1 foot marker on the side of the plate.
Mhm.
Call it strike 3. Guy looks back at me and he goes, and I'm not going to say the cuss word that he said, but he goes, "Are you effing kidding me?" And I look at him and I kind of tilt my head like a dog, and I'm just like, "What?"
You saw what I saw, right?
I was like, "What'd you say?" He said it again, "Are you effing kidding me?" And I was just like, okay, that's twice that he's already cussed at me. And I was like, dude, you've got one more time to say that to me, or I'm just going to tell you to get your stuff and leave. And he was like, all right, go ahead, throw me out.
That's
And then he says it again. And I was just like, all right, dude, get your stuff, go.
You're out.
And then he flipped me off.
oh,
Nice. You have a great day, sir.
Pretty
Bye.
much, that's-
Yeah.
yeah.
like, your ass out.
I've watched Tyler a few times take care of making sure that the umpires, as a field manager, he makes sure that the umpires are not being harassed or it's not getting out of control.
Right.
And only once have I ever thought, I'm going to have to pull Tyler off this guy. No, it's never happened.
It almost happened.
No.
I'm sure there's a bunch of times it's almost happened.
I never felt like you were the one that was out of control. I've seen some people get really upset, and I have to just like,
If that person's on my team, I'm going, you need to shut up.
that's the thing is it's I feel like it's my responsibility to tell my teammates, calm down. Like,
Mhm.
I don't have to say anything. I may have one or two that one of them just mouths off a little bit more than others.
Yeah.
And not constantly, but I'll just have to go, hey, dude, calm down. He
Yeah.
actually bears your name.
And that's the thing too, I I understand, the competitive nature of it, because like I'm a competitive person. I never
Sure.
want to lose.
Right.
And I understand, some calls might get blown, like they might not, see what we saw, or we might not see what they saw, either way. But it's just like, at least consider, you're still talking to another human being.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
don't berate me for making a call just because you're out in a kickball game.
Right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's a game.
The sun is still coming up tomorrow.
Yep.
It
Like,
is. Go home and blog about it if you're that mad.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There's a Yelp. You can go Yelp review that if you'd like. I'm
whatever,
sure.
Man.
Yeah.
Go.
No. I there was one game I think you were field managing, and the umpire. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what I think the call is. I'm not the one calling the game. It doesn't matter if I think that I'm right. Once the call is made, I just have to go, all right, well, I think that might have been wrong, but it's, you just move on. Because we have 45 minutes to play these games.
Mhm.
Well, my whole thing is like, if I go in there like, you're out, I'm like, shit. And this guy's like, all right, whether I was or wasn't,
Back
I'm
to the
out.
bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So when Don when the league started, and then I started playing in 2015, in the fall of 2015. Like I had a relationship with Don, who was the director here for Columbia, and he would umpire some of our kickball games. There was one game in particular that I don't know if he was just feeling super funny or I was feeling super funny, but when I came up to bat, first thing he did was there are two cones that are designated to be where the catcher's allowed to not cross before the ball is touched.
We call it waking up with a case of the fuck around.
Yeah, so the first thing he did was he took the cones and moved them well beyond the home plate. So now the catcher could stand
Right there.
basically could stand in front of where I'm kicking. And then so I just jokingly went up there and dug an arrow pointing directly at the plate. And Don looked at me and he says, all right, strike two. Let's go.
I can see Don doing that.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been a lot of fun, and I enjoy playing Everplay, and I definitely want to continue to see it succeed. And,
Absolutely.
Alex has become a pretty good friend, and I crap talk with Walt like every single time because the three of us are Braves fans, and he sees me wearing a Braves hat, and first thing he says is, if you don't take that off, you're gonna jinx the team. So I catch that a lot, and I do jinx my team.
No, you don't,
I do.
Mr. Dirty Pants.
Fuzzy Nut Dirty Pants.
Yeah,
Is
that's like
that where
DJ
you're
Fuzzy
going?
Nuts Dirty Pants.
So, well, I honestly, Tyler, I really appreciate you coming in and talking about
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Just want to
Absolutely.
remind everybody, leagues are signing up now. You can check out everplay.com for any information. Also Facebook, Instagram. They post pictures of the winners as well as any other stuff going on. And if you want to make sure, if you go to everplaysocial.com, you can find information about the spring season coming up, as well as the 4th annual Masters of Putt Putt that's being played over at Frankie's Fun Park. And I think we should sign up for that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be,
You might see Team All About Nothing out there.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Do you all provide shirts for that, or we need to get some shirts?
I don't think we do.
Not to worry. We will get some shirts.
Here we go.
I think these guys are on a team.
Yeah. Generally, though, when for all of the leagues, when you sign up as a team for one of the team sports, not one of these special offs, it's jerseys are provided, pays for the umpires on the field. So if you see the price and it's like, what? That's just know that it's paying for rental of fields, it's paying for umpires, it's paying for your jerseys. This stuff isn't cheap. So
Right.
Everplay is taking care of all of the background noise that you have to take care of when you join a league. So it's awesome. Tyler Bishop, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, man.
I
Had a
appreciate
great
it.
time. We will take a break. We'll come right back, and we'll probably start discussing some of the nuts, politics,
Oh,
just
yeah.
insanity this week. So anyway, we'll be right back. Thanks for joining us. Hey, everyone. I want to take a quick moment to mention one of our new sponsors, thepaintedmoment.com. That's thepaintedmoment.com. Check this out. Have you ever taken a photo with your phone or digital camera that would look amazing as a watercolor canvas painting? Well, now there's a website ready to take your photo and turn it into digital painted moments. This is how it works. Visit thepaintedmoment.com, follow the instructions, and your digital photo will be enhanced and returned to you with links on where you can have an image printed to canvas or whatever else you'd like to do with it. We've already got a couple of these enhanced photos hanging around the house, and trust me, you'll love what comes out.
thepaintedmoment.com. Create a painted moment in time from your digital photos. thepaintedmoment.com. Seriously, check them out today. thepaintedmoment.com. We at the All About Nothing podcast want to thank our special sponsor, G.O.T Sound Studio, and its owner and operator, Dominique Stewart, better known as Neek the Geek. G.O.T Sound Studio offers a variety of recording experiences from music, voice, and instrumental recordings and production, as well as podcasts. G.O.T Sound Studio is located in Columbia, South Carolina, and operated by the most talented producer and engineer in the business. G.O.T Sound Studio is a Black-owned business. Bring your recording business needs here. Seriously, you will be exceptionally pleased with your decision. You can find details on their Facebook page or by calling 803-243-2302 or emailing gotsoundsstudio@gmail.com. That's gotsoundsstudio@gmail.com.
FrizzleDrip.
Yeah. I agree. So, welcome back to the show. We still have Tyler here joining us, Zach
Absolutely.
King, Barrett Gruber, the All About Nothing podcast. Thanks to our special engineer and producer, Neek the Geek, who informed us what FrizzleDrip is. No, I'm just kidding. I think we're pretty sure it's an STD.
It is. It absolutely is.
It's okay. So I don't really know how to get directly into this, except so essentially what I want to
There's an asshole
I'm gonna
in Congress.
So what I did, and legitimately, I layered these out. So
Yeah.
I'll start off with dumbass of the week.
What? Well, we got to do her name.
No, it's a different one.
Oh,
I have
you got a different
of the
dumbass.
week. She made dumbassier of the week.
So many dumbasses, so little time.
So dumbass of the week is CEO of My Pillow, Mr. Mike Lindell. Of course, if you don't know who he is the betting company honcho who has courted all of the controversy about Trump won the election and then it was stolen from him and stuff like that. A lot of his association with
Mr.
Trump,
My Pillow.
Yeah. I have to note that this lunatic and sack of human potato peelings he believes he also invented the pillow.
This fence post
Yeah.
of a human being.
So he got banned from Twitter this week.
Yes.
And apparently there were 70,000 other people that got banned from Twitter over the course since January 6th.
You had it coming.
I mean, honestly, and what I find funny is that, so if you watch Fox News, which I watch enough Fox News to get a baseline of where a lot of these thoughts are, I saw that the biggest complaint wasn't necessarily that these people were being silenced, but that people like Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham had lost those 70,000 people off of their view. Yeah, these people no longer follow them.
They were complaining like, I've lost 50,000 followers.
And then I love how they sit on the air and they talk about how they're being censored while they're talking on the air.
Yeah, you're over broadcast, man. It's everywhere.
The dumbassier of the week has to go to Georgia's 14th District Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I had to do some research. So this week she basically harassed a young adult as they were walking towards the Capitol.
That was actually old.
Oh, was that old video?
Yeah, that was coming back showing just like how deplorable she is.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she was harassing then like 18, 19-year-old.
Okay.
Recent survivor of the school shooting, David Hogg.
So why was she in? This was before she was elected.
Yes.
Okay. I misunderstood that. I apologize. So she's not dumb assier of the week. She's dumb assier of the
well, it's just
decade.
It's all her strange beliefs since she's kind of the spotlights hit her like there's a smell of crazy in the air. Where is that coming from?
Before they elected her, though, like there's no way they didn't know this.
It's Georgia.
What part of Georgia is her district?
14th district goes from Dalton or from Rome up to Dalton, so it's
Northwest.
Basically the northwest corner. Yeah, which ultimately I kind of makes sense. I'm not sure what the education level is up there.
Well,
Maybe
it's
their
right near
satellite
Pickens
dishes.
County, right? If it's northwest, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Pickens
we
County's
know
up
that
that
it's
way.
up there too.
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville is just a little way over. But yeah, so in researching some of the things that she believes and things that people know that she has believed for a while, John F. Kennedy Jr. was murdered by the Clintons in 1999 as he was potentially running against Hillary for Senate. Clinton's had nothing to do with that.
No, it's called airplanes do things you don't want them to do sometimes.
Yeah, especially when you're flying them at night.
Yeah, it happens.
And you don't have certification to fly at night.
Right.
There's
Bad things will happen when all the parts don't meet. I mean, just the way it goes. I remember when he passed away. I mean, it's a sad thing, but I don't think that anyone deliberately, took him down. That's just not something. But you're gonna have that.
Yeah, I think the only thing deliberate was the fact that his wife and sister-in-law were on the plane, and that was
deliberate. I'm gonna fly at night. I don't know how. You guys want to come?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Is it too soon to make jokes?
Way too soon.
2018 Western United States wildfires were started by a space laser controlled by prominent Jewish banking family with connections to powerful Democrats.
Well, right there, she connected Jews with lasers and wildfire.
I thought the only person that had a laser in space was Dr. Evil. And I heard he retired.
Who knows?
She believes that the Las Vegas mass shooting was staged as an attempt to beat down the Second Amendment.
Yeah, and that there was more than one shooter.
Right.
Yeah.
She also believes that several of the school shootings, including Parkland, Florida, as well as Newtown, Connecticut, Sandy Hook Elementary, those were also staged to attack the Second Amendment. She believes in the conspiracies of QAnon, so she's got the newsletter and everything. She believes in Pizzagate, which I don't fully understand what Pizzagate is, because it seems like something that's not worth my time.
That's the same reason they hate Tom Hanks. Like, apparently he's part of all that, and Tom Hanks is just back here being America's dad.
Yeah.
So I don't really get it.
I heard she thinks that Tom Hanks is the one that brought the COVID virus here.
Really?
No.
She could. You just tell her that. She's like, holy shit, you're right.
I feel like she's one of those people that as long as it shows up on Q's website or wherever it is that this stuff pops up, that she could probably be like, I'm totally with that.
Yeah, if you're in the basement of 4chan,
yeah,
you get down there where Q lives.
8chan's gone, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think they took that off. She believes in FrizzleDrip, which I couldn't actually.
It's a lot like Frazzle Rock.
I couldn't actually find what FrizzleDrip is.
No,
but we're pretty sure that
it's an STD.
We're pretty sure that Trent's got it.
It's a discharge.
It's when you're so full of stupid, it comes out to your genitalia.
And honestly, I think it's probably a good idea for you to warn people that you have FrizzleDrip.
If you have FrizzleDrip,
it's one of those. Honestly, it's one of those things that like maybe a doctor should prescribe. Like, I don't know, like something out of a bottle.
They actually have a new medicine for it. It's called Frazzle Dazzle.
Yeah.
Frazzle Dazzle.
Yeah.
Nick knows too much not to have it.
Dominique, is that why you're in the other room? Is because of your FrizzleDrip?
Yes. I've been prescribed to Frazzle Dazzle and Frazzlecillin.
Frazzle Dazzle dopamine.
Yeah, it's a step above penicillin. It's the Frazzlecillin.
It doesn't dazzle anybody, but you're real happy you're not dripping anymore.
Either way, all this is just evidence that it exists.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene, whatever,
caught FrizzleDrip.
She has FrizzleDrip currently.
Oh,
Frazzle Dazzle is just like the vaccine. It's a conspiracy to her. If you take it, you're gonna get microchipped.
You're gonna
because the government needs to know everyone who has Frizzle Drizzle.
Wait, hold on. What is Frizzle Drizzle?
Well, the Frizzle Drizzle is when it gets worse. Then you have to worry about wearing special pants or special undergarments.
You basically have a colostomy bag when you get Frizzle Drizzle.
It's
oh man,
you can tell the people standing at the Walmart, the ones that have the Frazzle Drip and the ones that have the Frazzle Drizzle.
Because the Frazzle Drizzle has to sit down in a wheelchair.
There's a definite difference in how they carry themselves.
Then you get, if your terminal is Frazzle Faucet.
Oh my god.
Either way, she fully believes in this stuff. Also, that 9/11 was an inside job.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course, that's the cherry on top. Metal doesn't get that hot from jet fuel.
I mean, I don't look. I'm not a jet propulsion.
Oh God, I'm gonna kill you and Trent, aren't I?
No, I'm not saying that it was an inside job. I will say I think that our intelligence agencies and potentially the administration did not do enough to prevent something from
fly
happening.
A Boeing 747 into anything.
Yeah, it's gonna fall down.
It's gonna fall down.
Legitimately, I think it's gonna fall down. There were the conspiracy, of course, being that Bush and Cheney were okay with this, and
that they planted charges, and
that charges were planted in the building, and that's what brought it down. Look, people are going to believe what they're going to believe until there's. I mean, the facts are that's not what happened, right? I mean, the building fell down because the heat exceeded what the stress bearings of the actual steel.
Well, it's called the burden of proof. You make a claim, the burden of proof is on you.
Sure.
You come out and say it was a conspiracy. Prove it. You can't. You can come up and say all these things.
Yeah.
They don't correlate.
Right.
And they don't correlate with the evidence that you can go see in museums and stuff. It is what it is.
Right.
So the burden of proof is on you. You can say it till you're blue in the face, but until you prove it.
Was there a lot of money made in insurance after the buildings fell?
Maybe.
I think so.
Sure.
I think they profited.
You insure shit. That's like,
yeah, that's the whole point.
Just because my car's insured, I don't go wreck it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think when they built the buildings, they probably assumed it's a lot of sky up here. There's no way a building's going to accidentally fly into it.
Yeah.
Well, even they even said, like, when the terrorists flew the planes in, that it wasn't something that just the average person could have done. They would have had to have had some sort of training, because those planes don't just react very easily to, like jerks in the stick. They had to line up. They had to, they knew they were trained to do that on American tax dollars paid for.
Well, yeah, and someone had to pay the price, and that was Saddam Hussein eventually, but that wasn't the orchestrator.
Right.
But that's what led to him being killed.
Right.
And then eventually when Obama took over.
Yeah. History lesson.
I'm just saying you can't.
No, I agree. I'm not saying that it was an inside job. I'm simply saying that there are those people that do believe it's an inside job just based on the I guess the circumstances of how things happened and how, everything played out.
When you don't have all the facts, shit looks shady, right? I mean, that's the way it goes.
Our dumbassiest person of the week has to be Donald Trump. I know I don't like saying his name anymore. He's not our president,
He shall not be named.
But he did open the office of the former president this week in Florida.
How lame.
Former President Donald Trump announced Monday the official opening of the office of former president in Palm Beach County, Florida.
On the 4th floor of the Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, which is tasked at overseeing the 45th president's official activities in his post-presidency life. What could that possibly be besides golf?
We won't know because he can't tweet about it.
But that's the whole idea, is that now he has an office that can release this information. I assume eventually.
I'm not going to go find it and read it. Are you? Fox News will let you know about it, I guess.
I would potentially just read it just for the entertainment value.
Today, I golfed. Got a little grease on my shirt from the KFC, but it's fine. Perfect.
So Beavis and Butthead's going to be coming back on television. Very excited.
I always thought I'm a very big Beavis. By the way, FrizzleDrip is real. Get checked.
I'm currently being treated for FrizzleDrip.
Frazzle Dazzle is perfect.
Who else do we want to assign that's got FrizzleDrip?
Oh, God. I don't know. John Stamos?
Oh, he's America's sweetheart.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't even actually know if that's still true.
No, it's not 1993.
Who's Dr. McDreamy? Isn't he on
McDreamy. Grey's Anatomy?
Grey's Anatomy. What's his name?
McDermott?
McDermott.
Is it Dylan McDermott?
I heard he's got FrizzleDrip.
Maybe.
You know what's awful? Poor Don Jr. His FrizzleDrip is like...
He got it from his brother.
It's the Frazzle.
That's what's sad about it. And then Eric got it from his dad. So... Frazzle family.
His FrizzleDrip comes out of his eyes, though.
What was it? Trey Crowder?
Why what's the look for? I got to look.
How to get it in the eye?
Oh, Nick.
So I'm gonna let Zach explain this one. How you get FrizzleDrip in the eye?
Well, and then you got to, and then you got.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, if we could just get a real long one, that's what it is.
When you want to show dominance. Oh my God.
So let me see here. I got here is breaking news.
Wow.
That's intense. It better be some good news.
Donald Trump's entire law team that was supposed to defend him in the upcoming impeachment trial, all quit
because they got frizzled.
They caught a case of frizzle drizzle, and it's progressed into frizzle frazzle.
And then some, I've heard, have frizzle faucet.
No, here's the thing. So when they started meeting with the president to discuss how they were going to I guess defend him.
Oh, we can't. Fuck.
No, essentially they were going to defend the constitutionality of the impeachment.
Right.
So that was the only defense they could come up with. Instead, Trump just wanted to insist that he actually won the election, that it was stolen from him. And it's like, this is a done thing. Like
that's what got you here.
There's literally no evidence to support that the election was stolen or that you won the election. And dag nabbit, stop. It's me. But the idea that he won, and that's what he wanted to argue, and there was no way to defend that.
How many people had to tell him? Like, he called those people in Georgia, that the election officials, and they were like,
"There's a recording of it."
Oh well, no. No, that's not true.
And not only that, what difference does that make? You weren't impeached because you thought that the election was stolen or that the election was stolen. You were impeached because you legitimately you incited a riot that then progressed into a siege of a government building of thousands of people. And it's, that's what you got impeached for, inciting these people to go wreak havoc.
Well, and the Q people now believe that by March 4th, I think is what they said, that Trump will be back to being president by then.
Oh, the frizzle.
What?
What the frizzle? Flush it.
He's got frizzle brain. He's had it too long.
That's what's happened. Is it starts at the PP and it goes up to the top, and it starts to infect the brain.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know. I mean, for first I wouldn't have worked for him, but I mean, I don't blame them for quitting. They're like, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
You literally can't even grasp the fact of what's happening right now.
But he has maybe 1 or 2 days to get another law team or at least a lawyer.
Well,
to
so
represent
Rudy,
him.
we're gonna see Rudy, right?
Rudy's a witness. He can't be on the team.
Is it?
But they will legitimately call him in as a witness.
Oh,
yeah, he can't be on the team. So ultimately, they've already said that President Trump plans not to show up for the trial, but he will deliver a letter of his defense.
Yeah, he didn't show up for the first one. He's not coming to the second one.
The craziest shit about the whole thing is the fact that there will still be 45 Republicans that will vote to acquit him, and he'll get acquitted. He will not get. He will not be.
Then you'll have to deal with having those voted for the people who acquitted him in the future. I hope. There has to be some reprimand.
You would think so, but I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's out there saying that she has no problem with people killing or executing the president, Biden, Obama, Clinton's, AOC, Iliad Omar, Alon. No.
Yeah, and if you're lobbying for anyone being murdered, you need to go home and
especially if you work in the same building with them. Like, how do you do that? How do you look them in the face, or how do you let them look you in the face? Like, I fully expect
someone should punch her in the face.
For someone to have that deep of a hatred of people, like, how does she acknowledge them in an office?
You don't acknowledge that kind of person. You just you help pay for the billboards that say you need to resign or that kind of thing. You don't talk to that kind of person. Like, that's an illogical human being. You're going to get nowhere except for you wasted your time.
Yeah.
And then you've had to hear this crazy person.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
I don't that is insane that there's people out, and there is people like when they were talking WLTX, like I was saying before, published a story about it, and there's people like, someone should have killed AOC. And I'm just like, you're advocating that someone should die.
Yeah.
Think about what you're saying.
How do you look, if you have children, how do you go home and look children in their face? Like, knowing that at some point someone may bring this up and be like, your dad really thought it'd be a good idea to kill the president.
Your dad was, you remember those people all those years ago who stormed the Capitol? He was smashing the window in there with his zip ties to go kill people, and had enough ammunition at the Capitol storming,
truck, in the car, or the van or whatever,
to shoot everyone in Congress 5 times.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain. Look,
the pipe bombs. They think that was planted by Democrats.
How is that? I mean, honestly,
what's there to gain from?
Yeah.
No, we already knew y'all were crazy. This just shows you're just as crazy.
I have a really difficult time understanding how any member of Congress, because we all saw the video of senators and representatives running out of the Senate once they were able to get out, and then Secret Service and Capital City Police like barricading the doors to keep them out while the politicians were escaping. Like we all saw these videos. We all saw Ted Cruz running for his life. I'm using running liberally,
jogging briskly,
walking with intent. But we all saw the videos of these people of these representatives escaping, and then they turn around and they're like, maybe not all of them are bad.
Then there's a video that came out where they're in the chambers and they're at Ted Cruz's spot.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, Ted was gonna lie to us the whole time. And they're like, oh wait a minute. The other guy's like, no, he was with us.
Yeah.
Like, you idiots can't even read.
Yeah. It's I don't know where we go from here. Like, I'm hoping that Biden will get to push some of his agenda forward, and we'll see COVID relief. We'll see vaccinations continue to roll out. We're now up to 600 million vaccinations potential by the end of the summer. I think they're hoping to have almost the entire population vaccinated, because 327 million people in the United States, you've got enough vaccinations for everyone at that point.
Well, then you have like pharmacists, like the guy, I think it was in Colorado or something, who like tainted all the vaccines.
They like took them out the freezer.
Ruined them. And he's the same guy who also thinks that the government put a shield around us so people couldn't see God and that the earth is flat.
How did he become a pharmacist?
I don't know.
Like, you have to believe in some sort of a science unless the science is the shield.
He's like, medicine works, duh. But the earth, 4,000 years old. This is a shield. Earth is flat. Yeah.
And he's a pharmacist.
Well, he's in jail now.
Well, that's good.
After he ruined like thousands of vaccinations, the Medina ones.
That's crazy. Like, well, okay, so but we know we've ordered another 200 million, I guess, vaccinations, or 200 million doses. So those will be delivered some point over the course of the next...
Johnson & Johnson has their one shot.
Right. And that hasn't even come out yet.
No.
The FDA still has to prove that one.
66% effective.
Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. Is that enough? Do you feel like that's enough?
I think getting the 2 is more effective from what I understand.
It is like 90 something percent, I think.
Yeah, so I'll get the 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and our insurance, it's free.
Right.
As an administrative cost, that'll be covered by insurance. But yeah, that's, regardless, I would get it anyway.
Oh yeah.
I know Desmond last week said that he wouldn't until everybody else got it. But honestly, no. I think we're almost.
I'm waiting for them to say you can go get it, and I will go get it.
I think we're at the point now where we're pretty sure it's not going to cause the zombie apocalypse, and nobody's going to start growing.
You're not going to be gay. You're not going to turn into a trans.
Nobody's tracking you.
You're not going to be a zombie. No one's tracking you. You're fine.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The government doesn't really care.
That's all they want. Ultimately, and I had to explain this to somebody, the government only wants you to pay your taxes. Right. That's about it.
Absolutely.
Unless you're in South Carolina, where they also want you to have every baby. And we were gonna get into that, but we were gonna have another guest join us for that. But
we'll the abortion bill. We will put that away.
I think we're gonna talk about that next week, because next week we'll probably arrange to have a few guests to discuss that, because ultimately I don't think it's appropriate for men to be giving our opinion on it without the ability to have a woman give their opinion on it.
Well, and then that's all we had. I mean, And apparently the governor thinks that 580,000 South Carolinians in the last couple years were
Right.
murdered.
Well, and this is the only thing I'll say as far as the abortion bill, because we'll talk about it again next week. But in the end, the South Carolina Senate voted 30 yeas to 13 nays. And what's noteworthy about that is South Carolina Senate has 4 women: Republican Senator Sandy Senn from Charleston, Republican Senator Katrina Shealy of Lexington, whom I voted for, Democratic Senator Marjorie Bright Matthews, and Senator Mia McLeod, Democrat from Columbia. And of those 4 women, 3 of them voted against it. 2 of them are Republicans. 2 are Democrats. Senator Shealy was the only one that voted in favor of it after she said it was difficult to listen to arguments of men about forcing such a circumstance on women. But ultimately, she voted in favor of it because she voted the party line. So, again, we'll discuss it next week, because my fear is by this time next week it will be a law, because McMasters has already said he will sign it as soon as it crosses his desk, and the House of Representatives for the South Carolina is heavily majority.
Well, I think we can
Republican.
safely say Foghorn Leghorn needs to go.
Well, I mean, he's got another election coming up in 2 more years. Like, he can be voted in again. He can be a 10-year Republican governor for South Carolina, because he was put in place after Haley left. Last thing we're going to talk about today with our last 10 minutes or so. Did you make any money off of the GameStop?
No, I don't play stocks.
No.
Tyler, do you?
I started. I didn't put any in GameStop. I've got a little bit in AMC.
Okay.
Put in a little bit in Rolls Royce today.
Oh.
So
what was Rolls Royce
Is
trading at?
there
$1.34.
Heck yeah. How many did you buy?
That's what happens when you
only-
hand make cars. So.
Yeah, I went small. I only did $30 worth.
Okay.
But then luckily, my roommate from USC, whenever we were in undergrad, he knows way more about stocks than me.
Oh.
So, I'm texting him. I'm like, hey, you got any advice? Because I don't know what in God's name I'm doing.
Right.
Neek, what about you? You pick up any?
I had money in what's it called, the Dodge coin or whatever,
Okay.
and it like skyrocketed.
Nice.
So I pulled out. Like, I didn't have much money in it. I had like maybe $11 and I made $40.
Nice.
Yeah, and then
Steak dinner.
I pulled out, and then it kept going up. So,
Oh.
You should have just pulled half out.
yeah, I put half back in there, and I lost all of it.
Oh, man.
It's like down to $7.
So
Oh,
I have to admit that at the beginning of this, I didn't fully understand what it was that happened, because I don't follow much with the stock market. I live by the idea that America was great when hedge managers were leaping out of buildings onto the street below. That ultimately, I have no shame for these people. They caused the crash of 2009, 2008, 2009. So the mortgage bubble burst. So just if you're not aware and you've been living under a rock, and again, shame on you. This should not be where you get your source of news. 52-week low for GameStop shares was at $257, and they exploded to a value of $483 a share. They're currently trading at $325 with the market closed. Basically, and I'm going to explain this as best as possible through what I got off the internet. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to let Stephen Colbert do it.
Here's how shorting works. You think the price of Beanie Babies is going to crash. So you borrow your friend's Pincher's the Lobster Beanie Baby and sell it on eBay. Your friend isn't upset because you're giving them $1, plus you've promised to return a lobster Beanie Baby to them at some point, and if it goes up instead of down, you'll give them a lot more money as collateral on that Beanie Baby. You figure no one collects these anymore. You're actually probably going to be able to buy one at a lower price and pocket the difference. But while you're doing this, a group on Reddit collectively decides that Beanie Babies are valuable, and importantly, they really don't like you. So they decide to buy up all the Beanie Babies. The price explodes. Now you owe your friend a ton of money, which you have to pay in Beanie Babies, which you can't get because Reddit bought them all. So the price goes sky high, which means you owe even more money in even more Beanie Babies, which drives up the price even more. That goes up in a recursive loop, which means you could theoretically lose infinite money. Again, in Beanie Babies, which you know are worthless, which is why you bet against them.
And these are people who have bought thousands, if not
yeah.
millions of dollars worth of this stock.
Oh yeah, yeah. Fully believing that it was just going to continue to tank. They'd be able to buy back at a lower value to give back to the investors.
It's
that they took
literally
it
a fire that got out of control for them.
I think it's hilarious. I would love to see it happen more often.
And hedging stocks that's not illegal.
No,
it's completely. But you're also treating the stock market as a casino.
Exactly. Which honestly, that's what day traders do every day.
Right.
That's the whole idea behind what they do. And somebody was like, well, you need that they need to enforce like a license to become a day trader. And it's like, for what? Because you lost your butt when you and your buddies sitting around. I don't know where hedge fund managers have their coffee, but essentially they all thought that they were getting away with something, and then it turned around and bit them in the ass.
You just have to be massively involved and analytical when it comes to stock market stuff to be good at it. What are you going to test people on when it comes to that? It's market trends. They couldn't test you on the future.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. You got screwed and you're getting played at your own game. And then when Robinhood comes in and says you can't do it anymore, well, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the point at which I think there was something illegal done. That was the point where a corporation came in and said, all right, we're going to do these hedge fund managers a favor and shut down all the trading on GameStop, on AMC, on these other stocks that they were basically buying into.
Oh, and they were definitely just like a meteor to earth.
Oh yeah,
these brokers coming down, I mean, it is what it is. You were a billionaire fucking around with people's money, and then when the people got in on it, you got done for.
Yeah. So
I don't
feel bad for him at all.
I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel good for you. I don't feel. It is what it is. It's kind of a taste of your own medicine. If you want it that way, it is what it is. You played the game and you thought you'd never lose. Now you're losing. Yeah,
but honestly, for a lot of them, they just turn around and they've got money in the bank. They'll be fine.
My big question is what happens to GameStop as a company that they're inflated virtually, right? Because they're still the same shitty store that's going to rip you off when you go in there to trade in your stuff.
And not only that you know. The idea of GameStop is becoming so unnecessary now because most of the consoles and if you're buying computer, all they do for me, honestly, the only thing I walk in there now is to see if they have a used game that I could potentially get cheaper than buying it online. Because if I order it off of like the Nintendo market, I'm going to pay full price for it. Where if I can get the card, then I can get it for less because it's used.
Absolutely. And then, I mean, it's so much of a fact now that they make consoles that don't have disk drives.
Right.
What do we need you for?
T-shirts.
You sell PC game. Yeah, you're basically becoming a Think Geek, who is one of their like companies that they own. Where you're buying pops, you're buying pop culture. You can go into the mall and go to Box Lunch and go buy those.
Yeah,
I mean, GameStop is no longer about games. That's kind of your theme now, but that's really all you have. I mean, PC gamers have already been done with you.
Yep.
I mean, we're not going in there to buy a code.
Right. No, even if you buy some new games, they literally just have a code inside the box. You're not actually getting a game.
Only thing that I think that they could still be the GameStop for is for retro games.
Sure.
And they've definitely went headfirst into that when it started going sideways for them, which is fine. But that's literally all you're going to have left now, because retro gamers don't care about playing emulators. They want the hard copy.
Right.
And I get that. So you can do that, but you're not going to survive as a franchise, like a chain store, doing that.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't necessarily want to see GameStop go away, but I think that they will have to reinvent themselves.
Oh, man, I was a massive fan of GameStop. I remember when it was FuncoLand.
Yeah. Well, they went from $2 billion value to $24 billion value through this. And of course, that's going to come down as people are selling off their stocks. But honestly,
I don't want to be the guy at GameStop who's getting promoted.
No, no, not again.
You're the president of the company now.
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. And what do you do after that? Because then you're the one that has to come up with.
You collect some salary and resign. That's what you do.
And at some point now you're having to figure out how to get your healthcare system to take care of FrizzleDrip.
Yeah.
Frazzle pop.
Yeah, is that covered?
Is our insurance cover FrizzleDrip? Is it
I got FrizzleDrip. What?
You have to let your family members know. You have to start wearing a mask over certain parts of your body.
You have to just wear a garbage bag and tie it at the waist.
They've been doing that at Walmart forever.
Oh, yeah. That's the Walmart fashion.
This isn't a new thing. FrizzleDrip's been around for years.
Frizzle drizzle.
That was back when Walmart used to be open 24 hours.
Snoop Dogg's like, oh, no, for real.
Oh, God. All right, that is going to do it for the All About Nothing podcast for this week. I want to thank Zac King for being here, also Tyler Bishop for joining us this week. Make sure that if you haven't already, that you head over to Facebook and check out the G.O.T. Sound Studios Facebook page and get details on how you can start coming in here and recording. Because honestly, I've listened to some podcasts of people doing them around town, and they sound
awful.
They sound like they need help.
We needed help.
We did. Well, I mean, okay, so truth be told, when we started doing this, of course, we were doing it over Zoom.
Right.
And Neek was like, I'm okay if you guys get me sick. So
so he sneezed in his mouth and all kinds of stuff.
He got a little FrizzleDrip and
from Barrett.
Crap. See, you're not allowed to do that if me sitting here. Only Trent. Only Trent.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can find details on Facebook, the G.O.T. Sound Studios, as well as get details. Asshole. You can call 803-243-2302 to book time. Make sure 2-hour minimum. And you can also email gotsoundsstudios@gmail.com. Barrett Gruber, Trent Clark is not here. We're going to say Zac King is.
Them's the breaks.
Thank you very much for joining us this week. The All About Nothing podcast. You all have a terrific week. We will talk to you next week.